This video is made possible by NordVPN. Take control of your internet experience today. Go to nordvpn.com/TopTenz to get a 2-year plan plus an extra gift with a huge discount. And now today's video. We know that action movies, like all other fictional works of art, are supposed to be dramatized versions of reality. They're not meant to be real, as what would be the point of watching a movie that just mimics reality as it is, other than documentaries. Action movies get many things wrong, though most of us don't really think about the inaccuracies because, well, they're movies. There's a problem, however, when the myths perpetrated by these movies cause problems in real life, like, say, during times of disaster. People still respond to emergency medical situations based on what they saw in movies, which is almost certain to be wrong, and as action movie writers are hardly qualified to accurately portray emergency medical procedures. Number 10. Cars are fragile. If you've only seen cars in action movies, you'd think they're terribly fragile machines. Cars seem to blow up with the slightest provocation, like a collision with another car or falling off a cliff. Even just gunshots to the metal exterior, which is how most people then assume cars are in real life. As it happens, cars are one of the most battle-tested machines that you can own. They've got to go through multiple strength tests before they can enter the market, and it's quite difficult to make one blow up even if you try. In fact, Mythbusters have proven multiple times that it's damn near impossible to blow up a car, even with serious explosives. It's a great example of movie myths causing problems in real life. When cars do catch fire, most people nearby assume that it's going to blow up, and so they don't go in to save the victims. Number 9. Gunshots are a certain death sentence. Most people don't know anything about how guns or gunshots work, as most people don't live in active war zones. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be common knowledge, however, as you never know when that information could come in handy. Whatever you know about guns likely comes from the movies. And while some movies do make a genuine effort to portray guns realistically and responsibly, most of the time, they just don't. Guns in movies are usually instant killing machines, knocking you off your feet and immediately rendering you dead. As you can guess, gunshot wounds in real life aren't like that at all. They're often perfectly treatable and just require some care to even completely heal in a relatively short time. Number 8. Miranda Rights. When it comes to police procedures, it seems that action movie writers just don't have access to proper material for research. Just take Miranda Rights, one of the most persistent myths about the police in movies set in the United States. Many people think that cops are required by law to read you your rights before an arrest for it to be valid, which usually goes something like you have the right to remain silent and so on. Obviously, anyone who has ever been arrested anywhere in the US would tell you that that's not true. While they do have to read you your Miranda Rights, named after the infamous Miranda and Arizona case from 1966, before they start the proceedings, that part usually happens sometime during the interrogation. Police officers can arrest you if they suspect you're doing something wrong without saying anything at all, as they often do. Number 7. Burn the wound. In the movies, fixing a serious open wound is usually only a matter of burning and sealing it in some way, like with a red-hot iron rod. Movie characters do it as an instinctive reaction, as if it's obvious that burning an already damaged part of the body isn't just a good idea, but it would immediately fix you and get you back into the fight. While cauterization is actually a legitimate technique to apply on wounds to temporarily close them up to prevent blood loss, as surgeons still regularly use it during complex medical procedures, it's not meant as a DIY first aid method to be used in the case of emergency. Burning any wound just adds another wound on top of the previous wound, causing even more agony for the patients that's just not required. More importantly, burn wounds can get infected faster than any other type of wound, which can turn into an even bigger problem without prompt medical attention. Number 6. Pulling a grenade pin with your teeth. Grenades are perhaps the most misunderstood weapon in movies after guns, especially in movies dealing with war in some way. If they're to be believed, grenades are either large, earth-shattering explosives or tiny disturbances that may as well be ignored. In reality, however, they work more like an area of effect weapon, meant to temporarily incapacitate anyone in a small radius with pieces of shrapnel. Moreover, it's ridiculously difficult, nay, almost impossible, to pull a grenade pin with your teeth, as movie soldiers often do. While it depends on the model, the pins of most grenades used in modern warfare aren't really meant to be that easy to pull out, or you just end up accidentally blowing yourself up all the time. For an example, you need about 3 to 5 kilograms of force to remove the pin of an American M67 grenade, which could easily damage your teeth if you tried it. Now, just before we get into the rest of today's video, let me tell you about NordVPN. Look, I run like 47 YouTube channels, so I'm online a lot, and I talk to people every week who are using the internet with no protection, no VPN VPN like it's the 1990s. When someone tells me they don't have a VPN, I automatically assume that they just absolutely love their 900 channel cable package. VPNs aren't just a more modern way to use the internet, it's just straight up better. And with NordVPN, you can rest easy knowing that your internet is safe behind a wall of next generation encryption. Block malware, bypass annoying ads that are tracking your web traffic. It's just a much more secure online experience. Worried about data logs? Well, don't be. NordVPN doesn't keep logs on your internet use because they know what you do online is none of their business. What they do is give you more than 5,000 server options scattered across 59 countries, so your IP can live wherever you want it to. And that access can provide you with lots of new options from shopping to streaming. Just one click and you're good to go. So, regardless of whether you're considering a VPN for yourself or as a gift for another internet user in your life, Nord gives you options. And right now, you guys can take advantage of a special deal that NordVPN is running. Any purchase of a 2-year plan comes with a huge discount plus an additional month for free. And if you make a purchase and decide a VPN isn't for you, NordVPN offers a totally risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. There's never been a better time to enhance your online experience with NordVPN, so go to nordvpn.com/TopTenz to get a 2-year plan plus an extra gift with a huge discount. And now back to today's video. Number 5. Throwing knives. Throwing knives make for some impressive scenes in action movies, making you wonder why no one uses them in real combat situations at all. While they look and sound cool as a concept, there's a reason throwing knives are still not as popular on the battlefield as you'd think. And that's that it's ridiculously difficult to throw knives, especially in high-pressure situations when you need it the most. In the movies, characters often get out of sticky situations by throwing a knife and perfectly hitting their target, even if it's next to impossible for even experienced throwers to reliably make that shot during a tense, high-speed fight. Moreover, a knife spinning in the air just doesn't have the velocity or impact necessary to make a serious wound, let alone stab someone. There's also the whole question of whether it's a good idea to throw away your weapon at all. Number 4. Fistfights are harmless. You'd often see movie characters get involved in brawls and fistfights like it happens every day, and they usually end up with everyone getting up and going about their day as if nothing happens. It's almost as if getting punched multiple times on multiple parts of your body is not a big deal at all. If they were real, though, fistfights in movies would end up in way more concussions and cases of long-term brain damage than they do. Most people would probably pass out due to a severe concussion with even one of the many punches you see thrown around in action movies, or they might even develop long-term chronic disorders. Number 3. The Landmine Click. Often in war movies you'll see a group of soldiers in a hostile area, all alert, and then suddenly there's a click. Everyone hears it and turns around to look at their mate who seems to have stepped on a landmine. It's assumed that as long as he keeps his feet on the mine, he'll be safe, because apparently mines are the kind of weapon that don't kill you if you react fast enough, even giving you as much time as you want to defuse them. While it makes for tense wartime scenes, landmines in real life don't work like that at all. They're meant to be dangerous weapons deployed in asymmetric guerrilla warfare to demoralize and incapacitate the enemy. It's ridiculous to expect them to give you a convenient warning when you step on them, and if one did, it'd probably be considered a huge design flaw. While most landmines are improvised and unpredictable, even the most forgiving ones would give you mere seconds to escape, as they're inherently designed to detonate as quickly as possible. Number 2. Amnesia. You'll often see characters in action movies completely lose their memory and turn into different people. Cold-blooded assassins go through one car accident and transform into redeemable characters that you can sympathize with. In reality, though, is that depiction of amnesia in the movies accurate compared to real-life cases? If you ask experts in the field, the answer seems to be a clear and pretty huge no. Simply speaking, that's just not how amnesia works. While it's common for people who go through accidents to forget a few things, the effects are usually temporary. The kind of permanent personality transforming amnesia we see in the movies can only be caused by underlying neurological factors. Even then, it doesn't make you forget who you are or rewire your entire brain like they often show in the movies. Number 1. Silencers. The dreaded silencer is one of the most effective killing machines in spy movies, though it's hardly limited to one genre. It's used in a variety of movies as well as on a variety of guns. You even find huge silencers for high-caliber, military-grade sniper rifles in war movies that completely suppress the sound of the shot. It's a convenient weapon that completely nullifies a major problem with using guns in public areas: the sound. Obviously, silencers don't work like that. In fact, silencers for guns don't even exist, as it's impossible to silence the sound of a gunshot. They're called suppressors, and they're used to reduce the sound level of the shot, which is still high enough to damage your ears without proper protective gear. So I really hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.